also I wanted to give special thanks to none other than Devonna and Denzel for the work that they do as far as putting this video and camera and all that other good stuff and the sound and all of that. Let's give it up for them. They back there in the back. Wave your hand back there, Devonna and Denzel. Come on, Devonna, don't be acting shame. They do an awesome job, and I'm just so grateful for both of them helping with the mic and making sure that we put our, voice to the mic real good, like I do, right?
All right, I'm better when I take this thing off. There we go. Okay, so we do have a few more things to get to this evening. But as you guys are eating dinner, I'd love to hear a round of applause for the wonderful staff at Horizons for helping put this event on. There we go, round of applause. And we'd also like to thank Steve. Sorry, Steve, for pointing you out. He's in the yellow right here. He's helping with all of the technical details and the mic and all of the other wonderful things that help put this together, including the music that you've heard tonight, especially our mimes and our beautiful dancers as well. We do have some more entertainment coming up this evening, but first we do have our keynote speaker. Yes, okay, yes. And so if we could have Ms.Freeman. Oh, and Kara would like to introduce her.
Shh. Okay, listen. This young lady here, let me just share what I know about her. Her name is Anisha Freeman. Anisha Freeman, I met her approximately about 4 years ago, I would say, at a women's conference. And she was the speaker then. And Anisha, and now she's a part of the Odyssey Agency. I have the privilege of working with her. Anisha has published multiple books. Anisha has been through the madness and into the miracle at this point. She has numerous initials behind her name that she's earned, and I am proud to be a part of working with her. And her bio also is in this book that you guys have, and you can read all about her. But with no further ado, I'd like to just, give a round of applause for Miss Anisha Freeman. Let's give it up for Anisha.
I want to say welcome to Madness, to the Miracles. I'm getting ready to tell you my story. My story was utter madness for a long time. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and what that means is I have not used any drugs or alcohol in over 19 years. But I want to tell you about the madness of active addiction. I was the addict that the other addicts talked about. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. My drug of choice was crack cocaine. I was the addict that made the other addicts in Detroit feel good about themselves. They used to look at me and be like, if I ever get like that, I'm going to get some help. And my reply was, can I use your life? I remember a drug dealer gave an hour-long monologue of what a disgusting, filthy piece of trash he thought I was. And when he got through, I looked him dead in his eyes because I'm not a punk and you can't talk about me like that. So I looked him dead in his face and I said, can I have one on credit till tomorrow? Because I'm talking about when the cucumber had become a pickle. See, there's a point in active addiction when you cross the line. That line where the dope becomes synonymous with oxygen. And it's not about I might breathe today. It's about I must breathe today by any means necessary. And that's where I had gotten to in my active addiction. I have 4 children. I used drugs when I was pregnant with all of them. I'm not proud of that, but that's part of the madness. I'm talking about when Dr. Jackal died and Mr. Hyde took over. Mr. Hyde doesn't take maternity leaves. And so I went into labor twice at the crack house. I made it to the hospital. So Hospital, they have a high-risk unit for women, pregnant women at Hutto Hospital in Detroit. And so one of my children's body was so full of drugs that the doctor said, Ms. Freeman, he was so mad, he was talking to me through clenched teeth. He said, Ms. Freeman, how much drugs did you consume today? Your baby's body is flopping on the table like a fish. I'm talking about the utter madness of active addiction. The last child I had in active addiction, they induced labor on her from one of my multiple visits to the mental hospital. They examined me and they said, you don't have much fluid around her, she's not going to make it. So they took her at about 8 months. Then I had what they call a dry birth. And so I'm talking about utter madness and active addiction. Listening at the closet for hours waiting on the monster. Because I'm talking about when the psychosis has set in from long-term cocaine use. When I thought something was in the closet, but I couldn't breathe or move, because if I breathed and moved, the thing in the closet was going to breathe and move at the same time. So I had to be, and so that was my madness. It had got to that point. I worked the streets of Detroit, and I'm telling you the edited version of my story because the children are in the room. So I worked the streets of Detroit to support my habit. And there was a point in time when there was a serial killer who killed 17 women in the area where I was at. And I still went out there every single day. The madness, I couldn't stop. My thinking was, he ain't met the right one yet, that's all. And so there was no fear because I didn't care about my life. I didn't care if I lived or died. Hustling in extreme heat, out there in below zero. It was one time when the wind chill factor was like about 30-something below zero. The police rolled by me on Woodward Avenue and said on the loudspeaker, it's too cold to roll down the window and give you a ticket. Take your ridiculous self home. And that's the edited version of what they said on the loudspeaker. So I want to tell you that the madness didn't start for me in active addiction. The madness started for me on LeMay Street on the east side of Detroit, being raised with a paranoid schizophrenic, undiagnosed, unmedicated paranoid schizophrenic who was in the chronic stages of her illness. I'm not here to character assassinate my mother. We didn't know that she was mentally ill. She was from Mississippi, and back then, I'm 55, I was born in 1964. So back then, we didn't talk about what went on in our house. It was a rule, what happened in our house, stay in our house. People didn't go get treated for mental illness. They went to church and had somebody rub some oil on them, and that was supposed to heal you. And so by the time I was born, I'm the youngest of 9. My mother was in her mid-40s. She was very sick because paranoid schizophrenia usually starts in late teens, early 20s, and get progressively worse if untreated. So by the time I was born, I'm her last child, she was in full-blown paranoid schizophrenia. All of my brothers and sisters left the home, so I was raised there like an only child in that abuse. The only other family member was my babysitter who had an unnatural affection for children. So the madness started in my childhood. But my mother was a maid for rich Caucasian people in Detroit, and I was raised in Bethesda Missionary Temple. It used to be on Van Dyke in Nevada. It's now in Sterling Heights, and the Winans family owns the campus on Van Dyke in Nevada. But it used to be upper middle and upper class Caucasian. So I had this dichotomy, these conflicting experiences growing up, where one minute I'm around poverty, one minute I'm around wealth, one minute I'm around people talking Ebonics, the next minute I'm around people who are speaking the King's language. One minute I'm around somebody talking about food stamps and Goodfellow boxes. The next minute I'm around somebody talking about stocks and bonds and corporate mergers. So when I went to school, I got picked on because half of my sentence would be in Ebonics, the other half would be proper English. But I want to tell you about the miracle that I didn't know years later. I would contract with 61st District Court in Grand Rapids, Michigan, who would send me drug court and sobriety court clients, and I would have Keisha on one side of the table and Penelope on the other, and I knew how to talk to both of them. And I made those names up for confidentiality reasons. And so I went into my teen years and I started smoking marijuana. By the time I was 11, I was smoking marijuana. By the time I was 12, I looked like a grown woman. I was this height and this builder. I might have been a little bigger because my first drug of choice was food. But then I progressed into marijuana, alcohol, mescaline, and then I became a teen mother. My oldest daughter just turned 40 this year, and so I had her when I was 15. So I became a teen mother, I became emancipated, got my own welfare case, my own apartment, and my addiction took off. I still was trying to live in two worlds, so I went to Detroit, I went to a place called New Life for Girls, which is a spinoff from Teen Challenge, graduated Day High School, came back to Detroit, and I went to the Detroit Business Institute and became a secretary. So I would be a secretary by night, but a drug addict by day. I'm a secretary, a medical secretary. By night, I'm a drug addict, okay, and on the weekends. So I moved to Chicago and got introduced to freebasing cocaine, and it was a wrap then. I was in trouble. I knew I was in trouble the first time I got high. I knew because I think 3 or 4 steps ahead of things. So I started calculating how much it was going to take a day for me to continuously feel like this. And I knew I was in trouble. And so I started going in and out of drug rehabs and mental hospitals, and I did that for 20 years. They diagnosed me as paranoid schizophrenic. I really was misdiagnosed. You smoke $300-400 worth of crack a day, you're going to see things and you're going to hear voices too. And so I was misdiagnosed. It really made me with untreated trauma. So there was times when I would have psychotic breaks because I didn't go to sleep, I would pass out. I would literally stay up for a week until I passed out. I didn't get high, I got high! Y'all was playing, right? So I would have these psychotic breaks where I would just snap and start chasing people down the street, throwing bottles at them and running up on people with 2x4s. I was notoriously known in Detroit. My street name was Lisa, notoriously known by almost every precinct because I would frequently change neighborhoods because of unaddressed financial obligations. So I was all over the place. And so the police would get out their car with pepper spray on me frequently when I had these psychotic. They would look at me and tell them I was in one of my psychotic breaks. And they would pepper spray me, put me in a police car, and take me to Detroit Receiving Hospital. Detroit Receiving Hospital got a place called the Crisis Center. And the Crisis Center is where they evaluate you to see how sick you is, and then they put you in an ambulance and send you to a mental ward. And so after they pepper sprayed me, and I done fought them, and they had a hard time getting the handcuffs on me, even with the pepper spray. So by the time they got me to the Crisis Center, they would be like, Ms.Freeman, I'm talking about the madness, y'all. They would be like, Ms.Freeman, we are about to take the handcuffs off. Will you cooperate? But they already knew the answer because they had 2 burly guys standing over there with leather restraints, and they had a nurse standing there with a liquid straitjacket and a needle because they was going to need all of that to subdue me. What it was untreated trauma. I would be like a caged animal. I was fighting everybody because I was fighting a pedophile that beat me with extension cords till blood ran off of me. I was fighting a family member who took my innocence at the age of 6. I was fighting and I was just confused. It was all mingled up. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I wasn't drinking water. I was just using dope. That was untreated trauma. That was the madness. And I did that for years. I've been in almost every treatment center in the city of Detroit. Then I started going to other treatment centers in other cities. But on August the 7th of the year 2000, I heard a voice. I'm talking about the miracle now. I heard a voice down inside of me that says, leave right now or die here. See, all those things, because see, it's not normal to know how to jump out of a moving car. But if you go work the streets, it's a skill set you have to perfect. It's called the tuck and roll. And so I should not know how to do that, but I do. And so that voice in my head told me, that voice in my spirit told me, all of those jumping out of cars, that time that man took you to Milan, Michigan, the assassin that took you to Milan, Michigan. See, that moment of silence, I'm a member of a well-known 12-step program. I will not identify it because we maintain anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. And so I'm a member of a well-known 12-step program. And they have this moment of silence where they have a moment of silence for the still sick and suffering addict. And I believe one of those moments was the moment that I was in Milan, Michigan, where I had, in desperation, went with somebody, let him take me out of my city, out of my neighborhood, out immigration, right? And because he had a suit on and was driving a Cadillac and had a briefcase, I thought I would be okay. But when he got me in that dark place in Milan, Michigan, and I managed to jump out the car, and he was chasing me down, ain't no houses nowhere, it's dark, ain't no street lights, and I'm running. I believe somebody was having a moment of silence, because when he caught up with me, there was a car coming in the headlights, and I made a decision: if I die tonight, I'm gonna die on my own terms. I'm gonna die in front of that car. I'm not gonna let you kill me. So I was getting ready to run, and he saw the lights at the same time I did, and he put me in a wrestle lock on the ground. But here's the miracle that I didn't even make the connection to until years after I got clean. 2 months before that night, some man picked me up and said, I want to pay you to learn how to wrestle. Now this man paid me. That's all he wanted. I'm like, you got money? I don't care what you want. If you had told me to put a roof on a building, if you had money, I was going to do it. And so he paid me to learn wrestle moves. Then he would go get people, and I had to wrestle them. And he would have money, and he would say, you got 10 seconds. He would demonstrate the lock, and he would say, you got 10 seconds to get out of it. Go! And then he would demonstrate another. He said, hey, you want this money? You got 10 seconds to get it out. Because when that man caught up with me in Milan, Michigan, he grabbed me and put me in a wrestle lock on the ground. So I'm here to tell you, I can't tell you what I did. I did this, I did that. I don't remember what happened, but I got out of that wrestle lock, and I ran in front of that car, and that man stopped. He almost hit me, and he backed up. He said, what are you doing? And I jumped in, and I said, Gerard. See, that was a miracle, even in the madness. There was miracles even in the madness. I had a lot of people praying for me, even in the madness. So when I finally surrendered, I went back to a treatment center at Lakeshore Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. And they had integrated care before integrated care became a buzzword. They had a medical doctor, they had a nurse, they had a nutritionist, they had a psychiatrist, they had a master's level social work, and they had a certified alcohol and drug counselor that was in recovery. And twice a week they brought in a trauma specialist. That was the first time I had been in a treatment center in 20 years that addressed that trauma. And when I got out, and that was the first time somebody diagnosed me properly. He talked to me, that psychiatrist talked to me for 10 minutes. He said, ma'am, you are not a paranoid schizophrenic. He said, you are depressed. He says, you have a substance use disorder and you have untreated trauma. He said, we are going to treat the depression, the SUD, and the trauma simultaneously. And I've been clean ever since. My family was scared I wasn't going to stay clean, so they shipped me to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is 2 hours from Detroit, because I had other family members that was there. But I moved in with my daughter, who was 19 at the time. It didn't work. She was mad. She was angry about me abandoning her and not getting clean because she was wrong, and she had a right. Her pain was real. I couldn't deal with it that early in recovery. So I went to the 12-step meeting. They told me about a recovery house called the House of Blessings. And I moved into the recovery house, and I lived there 2 years. And people were making fun of me and talking about, you had now in the recovery house. This is a transitional house. You're only supposed to be here for 30 or 60 days. I went to the director. I said, do you think I'm hiding out in your recovery house? She said, you can stay here as long as you need to stay here and build your foundation of recovery. So I started going to college, and I got an associate's degree in computer applications technology. And so my first job was at the Community Leadership Institute, ran by the Honorable Reverend George K. Hartwell. And 2 months after he hired me as his assistant, he became the mayor of Grand Rapids. And so 2 years out of the crack house, I was the personal assistant to the mayor of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So the court system started the whole city started a thing called the Prostitution Roundtable, because prostitution was off the chart in Grand Rapids. And so the state, they started a START program at the court, START treatment of prostitution, and they asked me to start coming down once a week and working with the women. I had been at home working on myself. I had created a program and didn't know I created a program. I was just trying to fix Anisha. I had studied about neurology and psychology, and I had coded my unconscious belief system using computer programming, coding technology, and I had my unconscious mind on little cards I carried around with me, and I with, and that was the day I found out why I was created. Mark Twain says the two most important days of your life is the day you born and the day you find out why. And that day I knew that I was put on this earth. They call me the locksmith now because I make keys for people who are locked up in their mind. That's what I was created to do. So I told George Hartwell that I had a program, Ideal, and the Community Leadership Institute just happened to incubate programs until they were ready to launch on their own. So I went to him and he said, write a grant. I said, I don't know how to write a grant. So he put a book in front of me, and guess what the name of the book was? How to Write a Grant. And that's the kind of leader he was. He didn't give you fish, he taught you how to fish. And so after I wrote the grant and got funded by Nokomis Foundation, he said, now go down to the court and tell them to give you some money, and so they can pay your salary. And I said, George, these people that already allocated that money to other people. I said, I'm scared. He said, what did you do for all those years on the streets of Detroit, Anisha? I thought he was being sarcastic, so I said I was a prostitute. He said, exactly. Now go get the money. And I went down to 61st District Court. At the time, Jan Willis was the court administrator. She is now retired. Cindy Sycamore was over all of the women caseload. She is also now retired. But I think for an hour I presented my program concept. At the end of the hour, Jan and Cindy stood up together, and Jan looked me in the face. She said, Ms.Freeman, we are going to give you 3 months and an unlimited budget. Show us what you can do. And I had a contract with 61st District Court from 2004 to 2015 when I terminated the contract. In 2013, I was presented the Drug Court Hero Award by the Michigan Association of Drug Court Professionals because of the impact of the group that I deal with, the women. And so I got approached by an organization called the Black Women's Roundtable. They said, we heard what you're doing with these adults down at the court. Can you tweak your program to work with you? And so, just like in active addiction, if you asked me to put on a roof, I would put a roof on. So then they said, can you tweak the program? I was like, absolutely. I didn't know nothing about working with you. I was like, absolutely. And so I started, my first pilot was with Bethany Christian Services. They sent me kids that have been in 20 placements, 22 placements. They had been abused at home, abused in foster care, and they were about to max out of foster care. And that's the population I cut my counseling youth teeth on. And then after that, I started working with We to See program. It was a crime prevention program, working with kids that were court mandated, who were selling drugs and doing home invasions. And then I started working with the Latin Kings through the Hispanic Center. And they didn't like African Americans. They didn't tell me that until I signed the contract. And then they paid me up front. I was wondering why they paid me up front. And then they waited until I left, and they was like, by the way, they don't like African Americans. And so, but that's all right, because my higher power taught me how to engage them. And so on the slide, you can see all of the people, the places I've used, done my youth program. The thing that I really enjoy, I'm talking about this is a miracle, y'all. You got to remember, I was the addict the other addicts talked about. I was the addict that went in labor twice at the crack house. I was the addict that the police got out of their car with pepper spray for. But at the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy is in Battle Creek, Michigan. It is a quasi-military program that's funded by the Department, 80% of it is funded by the Department of Defense. So for 4 years, I had a contract with the Department of Defense, working with cadets. They work with 150 kids between the ages 16 and 18 for 22 weeks in a residential quasi-military program twice a year. So for 4 years, and you see the numbers up there, I worked with over 1,200 youth, and they had a parent weekend where I would work with 150 parents on Saturday and 150 parents on Sunday. So over the course of 4 years, I had the opportunity to work with 2,400 parents through that particular program. So here's some pictures. This is me when I graduated from my bachelor's. I didn't go to my associates, I was too busy. So that's a picture of me graduating. So all of my degrees are summa cum laude. And it's not because I'm naturally smart. I was in the math lab, the writing lab, the reading lab, the tutor, all of that. That's how I graduated summa cum laude. I have a master's in business administration. That's my graduation picture, summa cum laude. I have a master's in social work, which I received on the Keem Chavez Parks Future Faculty Fellowship. I didn't start teaching quick enough, so they making me pay their money back in easy monthly installments. And so methodology that I created. And here are my workbooks. I have a book, I have 3 workbooks, I have 2 program manuals. The one at the bottom is 410 pages, that's the adult program. The other one is the youth program, it's 523 pages. And I'm also a career woman. My life story was featured on the 700 Club. My work was featured on PBS. I train master's level therapists, bachelor's level therapists, and peer recovery coaches in my program model. And these are some of the pictures from Michigan Youth Challenge Academy when I was up there working with the youth. Those were the director and the assistant director. They both have retired and moved on. The lady on the right is Ms. Jones, their therapist. She's the one who went to one of my trainings, and 10 minutes into my training, she called her boss and said, we need to bring her up here to teach our staff how to do this program. And so that's some of the pictures is me working with the youth and me working with the parents. And this is me doing my thing. I get asked to speak all around the country for that well-known 12-step program. And here's a picture of me hanging out in Florida with some people. I've been all over. I've been a banquet speaker about 10 times in different states. And this is me also. I'm also an evangelist, and I travel and I minister at churches all over the country. And so I just want to say, these are some people in Ohio, the Youth Opportunity Program. That's their staff. Those were the first members of their staff I trained in my youth model. That's them with the Pick Your Pain. That's one of my groups. And now they just recently had me come train 10 additional staff because they just started a human trafficking program for teenagers. And so this is the quote I want to end with. It's never too late to be who you might have been. And so I just want to tell you that the